Yeah, hi, Rima. I was pointing to the Nifty IT index going back below the October low once, but holding above the April low. If you go back to my notes, I've been pointing to the Nifty IT index dropping back to 33,000 and then completing the medium to long-term move. But it's very critical. It stays about 30,900. If it doesn't hold 30,900, the thesis that I'm anticipating the Nifty IT index to bottom around the current levels, that will go out of the window. And we are probably looking at the Nifty IT index going back to 26,000 and change. So 3,900 is absolutely crucial for the Nifty IT index. It cannot, afford to breach that level. So we are watching the Nifty IT index with a lot of caution, but I think it will turn bullishly. As a trader, we don't preempt the market. We want the markets to confirm that it has put in a bottom at yesterday's, the low it registered a couple of sessions ago. But 30,900 is absolutely sacrosanct.
30,000 is a level sacrosanct. What about stocks that you are recommending for trade?
Since the Nifty is at an important juncture to turn up, I'm going to go with Reliance Industries. A stop loss at about 1380 and an objective of 1550, possibly even new record highs. The second stock I have is Thermax. It's probably putting in some sort of a bottom. It's not clear if it's a short-term bottom or a medium-term bottom, but we'll take it as a short-term bottom to be conservative. Stop loss at about 2740 with an objective of 3,500 to 3,600.
Okay, all right. I want to ask you about the dollar index. You know, the shorts on the dollar are at the highest we have seen in the last 14 years. That's the report that came in overnight from Bank of America. Given the kind of expectation with regard to these rate cuts now, there's not so much optimism. Earlier, we were expecting a lot of rate cuts. Now that seems to have dimmed down a little bit. Inflation is creeping up a little bit, and maybe the jobs market is not as weak as what is anticipated. Put that together, I think you were in the camp that believed the dollar index could actually spike up from here. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
That's right, Nigel. The dollar index broke below the October 2025 low marginally and then has come back higher. I want to see a print of a 98.25 here. If that happens, it solidifies the case. The dollar index has put in an important low because when a market breaks down and then reverses the other side, it's what we call as a false breakdown, and often the move on the opposite side will be quite sharp because of the fake move. So we are looking for a move back about 98.25, and then we can confirm the dollar index is heading at least to 103 to 104. It could be even bigger, but we are looking for confirmation to come through. This is tentative at the moment, waiting for a print of 98.25 to confirm this opinion.
Okay, all right. What about crude? It's well behaved, but I think you're calling for higher levels of there as well, right?
That's right, Nigel. I'm anticipating crude to bounce to somewhere close to 78 on NYMEX variety, and then post that we are looking for a sharp decline below $54. It registered at the end of 2025. It could even go as low as 45. But we have to stomach this volatility and higher levels in the short term. Once that's done, it will be ready for the next leg down below the December 2025 lows, somewhere about 54 on change. We are looking for new lows post spikes.
Oh, very good. So Brent actually will be under pressure. That's good news from an equity perspective. Our investors asking me, tell us about silver, because Jay last time around predicted a sharp fall in silver. That happened, but where is it going from here?
Yes, we are looking for a short-term bounce to somewhere about $83. Post that, the silver is likely to hit to at least 58. So looking for lower levels on precious metals. Gold signals that the recent high it saw just above 5,100 might be an important high. I don't see much higher levels beyond 5,300, but silver is looking quite negative in the short term. But there's a reasonable probability that the medium to long term is still intact. So we'll evaluate once silver comes to about 58 and gold comes to somewhere about 4,100 to 3,800.
PSU banks are on fire. The Nifty PSU banking index should come up. That's up close to about 2.5%. Bank of Baroda, 4%, PNB, 4%, Union Bank up and about. SBI, of course, has been the leadership stock. Jay, we were earlier chatting with Gautam Shah of Goldilocks, and he said PSU banks could be the outperformer. Did he say PSU banks or PSUs in general?
He said, yeah, that's what his call was earlier as well. He prefers PSUs that are trading in 9 to around 10 to 11 times. So that was his preference. And SBI is one of the stocks I think he spoke about in the past. At around 1,000 rupees, it's 1,200 rupees. Yeah.
Indeed. And now today, so while his call is on PSUs today, Jay, we're seeing a big move in PSU banks. How is that space looking to you?
Yeah, so if you recall from a conversation in September, Rima, I pointed out that once SBI takes out 837, it will clean out the bars. Those are the exact words I used. And that's exactly what from 837, it's broken out and it's come to about 1214 right now. So when it comes to the banking stocks, it's a bit late. It's still the leader, but it's still a bit late to participate in the banking sector. Yes, Nifty PSU banks are looking stronger than the private sector banks. But as a sector as such, the Nifty banking index, I don't know if it has considerable upside above 63,000. We are right now at 61,100. So I'll be a little bit cautious here. I would start looking at underperforming banking names rather than stocks that have outperformed for the last few months. So bullish there, but still some amount of caution because 63,000 on the Nifty Bank is a big resistance.
Okay, thanks for that, Jay. Appreciate you joining in. I look forward to chatting up with you soon. By the way, let's wind down the markets for you. The Nifty goes on with gains of more than 30 points. The Nifty Bank was the outperformer, up close to around 200 points. But the PSU banking names, that was the one that really bucked the trend in today's trading session. So good going out there. Stocks that did well, you had from the tech pack. You had Infosys, HCL Tech and Tata Elxsi. They did pretty well. On the flip side, metal index lost its shine a little bit. So you had Hindustan Zinc, Nalco as well as